Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, my YouTube family, whenever you're watching this video. Of course, I had to come back. I'm wrinkled, get over it. I can't help it. I can't help it. It's like every time I iron something to put on and I have to do stuff with that, I just get wrinkled all over again. So if you want to use that as something against me, go for it. But I'm letting you know, I let you guys know up front, that's why I'm so wrinkled. I'm always pulling, pushing, pressing, tucking something, dealing with that and that hospital bed. The hospital bed, I thank God for, but it's a workout within itself as well. But I thank God for it. So I am back, and I hope Kwani doesn't get offended by me because I know the phrase "laughable." When I first heard it, I really heard it from her. Um, and at first, I thought, yeah, it is kind of funny, but laughable is actually the correct word to use for some things that you see and that you hear. Now, I don't know personally. I don't know. I don't care if this thing is for content for this little sick of hearing show or what, but Fye, you crazy. Oh my God. And before you say, like some of you said, well, I don't have any content. I really do. The thing is, the content that I do have that's above or where that's beyond this particular subject I'm talking about deals with things of a serious nature, whereas dementia, spirituality, walking in the true essence of who you are, looking for the signs of those things that's happening around us, those type of things, those that will nourish your spirit and your mind and your brain, but you're not really interested in those, even though I'm going to get to that um, when things aren't so hectic with me. But right now, we're just going to touch on this Phi thing and her and QB and this war against Uncle Tim. I'm just amazed. So amazed. Uncle Tim said, "If I release my $200." Now, Uncle Tim, I love you, but there's no way. I'm sorry. God would have to punish me. God Himself could send a lightning bolt with a note say, "Give Phi, a Charlene of whatever named Simmons, a $200," and I would just say, "Lord, just take me on in. Just take me on in." And the funny thing about this is, I don't care what you do with the money. I don't care about the money. I didn't give any money. But again, you guys uplift, praise. Some of you worship, adore, admire this fat baby lady. And she's the biggest thief, the biggest liar, the biggest manipulator, and she carries the spirit of deception better than most people I've met in my real life. I think she's running neck and neck with Sean as far as that part is concerned. But to Uncle Tim, well, to anybody, if those people don't care, you know, now if you gave her $200, you're right to want it back, because yeah, you said because of the virus she couldn't go certain places, or that what she said. Yet you brought out a good point. She was in Florida, and oops, she was in Florida without a mask on most of the time that she was there. So we know the issue is not Corona, COVID-19. You pointed that out in your last video. So that wasn't the issue why she couldn't have vacation, was it? She was in Florida. They were in a house. It was a rented house. None of them had masks. None had masks. They were humping each other, playing in the beds, almost licking on each other, lapping and spitting on each other, and in each other's hair and skin and all of that. Yet when it comes to vacation, it is canceled. Things that make you go, mm. See, the funny thing about all of this is you guys call me, and a lot of times I think from now on I'm going to be responding to some of the things you send me in my inbox. Because if you put it on my actual page, a comment, if you word it negatively with respect, I know that sounds funny, I'll leave it. But if you word it negatively with no respect, and there are people that I respect who are my subbies, I'm not going to allow them to read that on my page or my on the comments. That's just me. I respect them enough not to let them see all the negative stuff and the cursing and all of that. So that's why if you don't see it there once you've placed it there, it's not going to be there. But again, I keep coming back to this. Is there something that those of us who has common sense, as my mama would say, just have common sense? You know, a lot of us have street smarts and street sense, but do you have common sense? A lot of us have educational sense. We're book smart. You can't touch us when it comes to our IQ and the knowledge that we possess and all of that. But do you have what it takes to survive in the streets with that IQ, with that knowledge? Do you have that street smarts? And I got to give it to Fye Babe. She's got the street smarts. She doesn't have the other smarts, but she got the street smarts. And I think people, it doesn't have to be anything that deals with coronavirus. It has to deal with people just needing that little sour to kind of give them a little in their life. Because for this lady to get up here again and talk about anybody's living arrangements, living lifestyle, whatever, is laughable. It and I needed that laugh. I needed this laugh. My God, I needed that laugh. And I'm not, you know what? Because of the fact that I don't want to sound real negative and down her, because if she's happy in her living situation as it is, I'm happy for her. But to get on a screen, on a YouTube screen or computer screen, y'all, I'm tired. I had to cook my own dinner. I had to cook dinner for myself and then cook something separate for my father to feed him and got him sleep. But you're in this little apartment, number one, in the most unbearable heat because it's almost, I know, 90 something degrees here with no air conditioning. God bless poor Leah. That she can't be happy in there sweating and carrying on. With absolutely nothing. And yet you want to down this man who has beautiful antiques, rugs, paintings, artwork, sculptures. I'm really beginning to think that you really just don't have a thing for knowing of the good things of life. Those things, and when I say good things, those things that are of value, those things that, are antique, and those things that are beautiful and, handcrafted, beautifully made, and people look up to those things as wonderful works of art. But a part of your brain doesn't get that, so you trash the apartment. I could see you doing that if his apartment looked like yours, or looked like QB, or looked like Sean's house, if you really want to know the truth. But you guys, I honestly believe there's something mental that's missing. There's the yeast, as somebody would say, was not put into the bread, so the bread didn't rise all the way to the top as it should have risen. Because you guys get on here, and again, I got 2 or 3 emails, or my email is somewhere on YouTube, and I'm gonna leave it there. Used to me going on, not running from it, but I, you still say I'm hating on Fye Babe, and you use the fact that she has more numbers than me. I'm just a small YouTuber. Well, thank God, I am who I am, and I am what I am, by the grace of God. But me having the bigger numbers or smaller numbers on YouTube doesn't have anything to do with the nature of my character or the content of my character. If I based it on that, oh my God, that means I would have to lower myself to almost to the lowest of where Sean, where the three of you are. But if you want to talk about numbers, people or Fication or I don't even know Five Nations, but I don't know what you call yourselves. If you really want to get in a contest about numbers, Uncle Tim's got over 18,000 subscribers. Valid. Valid subscribers. Non-bought subscribers. Uh, are any of you, I'm going to put it this way, are the three of you anywhere near 18,000? So there's something about him, or there's something that he's saying, or there's something that he emulates that caused 18,000 people to subscribe to his channel. So if we're talking about numbers, where are your numbers? You're talking about mine. I'm a small YouTuber. I'm nothing. I'm nobody. I'm blah 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 blah. And it's amazing that you people can't understand and can't see that for most of us, I can't say it's entertainment. At first it was, and now we're kind of getting more in depth with YouTube. But our whole life and our whole existence and our whole being doesn't rest on how I'm perceived on YouTube. It just doesn't. Um, it doesn't. The importance of who I am is not relegated by what I do on YouTube. It just isn't. But you guys keep, and the thing that I really, since certain y'all call me certain names because I follow certain people or I this for certain people, and again in my last video I said we all do that. We're all guilty of that. I mean, people say something about over there because of the content created and the things they say. They say, well, the people got to be stupid and people got to be this. So that's a given. To me, that doesn't faze me because most people do it and most people say it, especially if you're following certain content creators, how can you follow them and they're stupid? But how can you literally follow somebody who blatantly lie like that? And I think it comes to the point of, and some of you would take it out of context because the mentality that you have is like this. You're used to the abuse. You're used to abuse. You're used to being lied to and being stolen from or being taken advantage of. That's your norm. Outside of that, everything else seems strange to you. Everything seems crazy to you, and everybody who operates um, opposite of how you operate or how you think, those people are nuts or schizo or bipolar or crazy. Mm-mm. Why would I give up $200 and $300 to somebody who's just going to pocket it, even though they promised me something else? In my mind, I know I'm not going to get it, but I'm just going to give it to them anyway. Just say you're sowing a seed to the prophetess, and leave it at that. Because as Uncle Tim said, he still hadn't gotten his $200 that Fye herself asked him for, yet he's nothing. He broke down, raggedy, old, decrepit. He's nothing. He ain't got nothing. You you guys forgive me. If you all knew how much I needed that laugh this evening, I needed that laugh. Um, because I was in such disbelief that somebody would have that frame of mind to speak certain words out of their mouth, looking at their living conditions. And I'm not downing her living conditions, Sean's QB's, or anybody else's. If they're comfortable in that particular setting, God bless them. Obviously, that's where they want to be because if they did not, they would make the necessary arrangements to do better, to go a little bit of step above where they are. But obviously, they're happy there. So, but when you come on there living in like a Goodwill shack that's about the size of a closet, and you come for somebody who has possibly 2 or 3 bedroom apartment with a full bath and a half or a full bath, beautiful dining room, living area, beautiful furniture, and beautiful paintings and sculptures, and you say that's ugly or that's cheap, things that make you go, doesn't it? So you have really, you've sealed the deal for me that you are certifiable, that there is something wrong with you. Um, because if it's just for content, I would really hope that there was something a little bit deeper than talking about somebody's age, their teeth, their the furnishings, their life, uh, their love or the lack of as content. Because I basically everything you're saying is everything that's been said by 2 or 3 other people who doesn't like or disrespect them, who disrespect them their own selves. They don't love themselves. You guys don't love yourselves. You guys are unhappy. You guys have put yourself in a place, and in essence, you're really trying to get out of that place, but you don't know how. And the only thing that's really worked for you guys is being evil, is being mean, is being nasty, uh, is having other people, put that little coin in your back like they do a little puppet, and when they twist it, you do what the people say because they expect that of you. It would be too brave of you, too bold of you, too womanly of you or manly of you to step out of what people expect or what people are looking for and be something different, be something a little better, come up a little higher. See, that's the thing I don't understand. You guys are doing all of this and all of this and all of this, and I sit back and I ask myself, is this all really that crucial? Does a 30-something-year-old man feels important sitting in a big chair with a yellow suit and an imitation crown on his head and think that's relevant? Not a 10. You know what? Nowadays, young adults, the little teenagers, they're smarter than what we were when we were that age. You won't catch nobody, none of them, with a fake crown on their head and just sitting around proclaiming that they're king of what? That's a king without a country. What? A king without rational thinking. What? A king without God. What? A king who sits around and looks at the things he's aspired to be but cannot be. And only the rationale he feels is the more I step on this other person, the more I hurt this other person, and this that will place me to the cream of the crop, and I'll be at the top. And it's still not working. Yet there's nothing else I want to try because there's nothing else in me to try because all I know is evil. All I know is to hurt. All I know is to step on and manipulate. That's all I know. Because I've never dealt with those things that were done to me. So I'm going to do those things to society because I have not dealt with that. But don't you see, Sean, don't you see Fye Babe, don't you see QB, don't you see people, others of you, that's not getting you anywhere. You haven't gone anywhere. You're still in the same situation as far as your subscribers, your living arrangements, your living situations, your relationships. Everything is toxic and everything is poison, and nothing's working. Nothing's working. You've come against people who had nothing to say to you, have done nothing against you, who've never even said your name. All to become what? What? It just amazes me. In a world where chaos and murder and death from diseases and by the hands of man and all of this other stuff, things that places such emphasis on the life that we now live, and the things that we do now will automatically define how we'll live in the future. And all you can think about is wearing a paper crown on your head and a yellow suit, and the other one wearing a bush of hair with big shades because she don't want to let people know she's high or drunk, get up and lie, make funny noises, and the other one screams and yells and wails. But they're all adults. They're all adults. And it's tickling to me because I've made 60. I'm 60. I have never, and I've encountered some people in my own family who I consider to be mentally challenged. Yes, I do. I confess to that. Yes, they are mentally challenged. But they have never exhibited the things that I see you guys do. And the same recycle things that you say, the same recycle reads, or if you call it that, and the recycle drags and talking about people this. Don't you have anything new to talk about? Don't you have anything new to say? And people say, why you watch? Well, honestly, I don't really watch. I definitely don't watch QB because within the first few minutes of watching him, and what happened? What happened? And you think I have time? Do I look like I have time to sit there and listen to that for 5 minutes? No, so I don't watch him. I don't watch Fye. Come on, get. They mad, and what I've got is great news on these bitches. Do I look like I would enjoy that? Within about 5 minutes of that, I'm done. My attention span to things that are crazy and cuckoo is very limited. Very limited. I can't do it. And when I did try to watch Sean, because I used to try to watch him, I said, no, I can't do that. So 5 minutes. The reason why I know a lot, because I go to other people videos, and I'm subscribed to a lot of other people who watch them, who subscribe to them, who they talk about them, and I just be aghast at the things that people can say, especially out of their mouths. And I was this way even before my father got sick, because one day I asked myself, am I becoming so soft-hearted and things, this, because people say this, and I don't understand how they say that, and that's so mean, and that's so ugly. And I said, am I becoming soft? And I thought, no, I've always been like that. I've just never actually seen that other side of what I'm seeing now. And you three guys, and some more of you, are perfect examples of what not to be, of what not to aspire to be, to understand what words are in the dictionary, to read what did Jesus say, what did God say, what did the disciples say, what did the prophets say. I mean, you guys will make somebody like me dig even deeper to get an understanding, Lord, where do these people fit in? And then for those of you who curse us, well, me, I'm not including anybody in anything, who curse me, um, for speaking nothing but rights and truth and God. You curse me because I speak of God. You curse me because I speak of those things that you see but dare not to speak of because of your loyalty to the individual. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But you guys are truly laughable. For each person who have made a statement stating that I'm jealous, that I'm hating, that I'm dumb, that I'm slow, that I'm ignorant, I don't have nothing. I can't think of the other stuff that people say because I address certain people. Obviously, you're brainwashed, and obviously, again, look at what you're looking at. Based on what you're saying that on is materialistically speaking. Because I already know, and this is not a bragging thing, I just know I speak very well, for myself, and I speak very well for the people that I represent. So it's not that. Um, and if I ever just sit around at one time when I get a moment, I'm gonna take pictures. I've taken pictures of the outside of our home in the backyard when I did yard work. So you all see, I have a quarter to a half. Well, it's a quarter acre of a backyard. Our front yard is like a quarter of an acre. I think the front is a quarter, then the front is like a half an acre. We used to have a garden back there where we grew our own vegetables because when my mom was alive. Um, I've already superseded what you have if I'm basing it on something materialistically, but I don't because those things, they can be taken away just like that. So I place no stock in what I wear, what I look at, where I live, even though thank God for where we live. It's got air. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, separate dining room, separate living room, breakfast nook. I mean, thank God for it. But something can come along tomorrow and take all of that away, and what will I have? What will I have? So I don't try to come over here and knock what you think you have and throw it in people's faces as if you've got all this stuff and everybody else is poor, begging, struggling, striving, stanky. What else? Some of the terminology was some of you guys used on me. I can't get into all of it because I laugh while reading it. But I'm just in awe of how really silly we look. I'm gonna say how really silly we look. Not only to the universe, but to God. We I should have never set it up. You know what? I'm gonna have a wardrobe just for YouTube. We look silly. And then don't even imagine the people who see you on YouTube who just brush by or just heard your name and go by and see how you are, how you act, the things that you say, and think to themselves, are they for real? Are they serious? Are they really? Because, as a rational person, those were my first thoughts. Huh? What? Really? Especially when I saw where you lived. I mean, and talk about, I can't get away from it. Talk about my raggedy shirt. I'll talk about it for you, like I said. But You guys are just like little misfits, and your timing, your time is coming to an end. Because let me tell you, there are things that are happening in the world spiritually, naturally, that's changing the whole onset of how we live our lives on this planet. And the amazing thing is you're going to be stuck in that one in a house, one in a two are in apartments, sitting on a throne, one sitting on a bench, and I guess the other one I don't know where you sit, screaming about YouTube, and you reign supreme. You reign supreme. Anyway, I just had to come back and do that video. I'm gonna get a lot of dislikes on it, but please, if you like it, please like the video for me. Please subscribe to me if you haven't. If you want to share, please share the video for me. I thank you guys again for the prayers you've been giving out for my father. I thank my new subscribers. I appreciate you greatly. My content, like I said before, will be dealing with revelations and the revelations of life and the revelations of things here on YouTube and people, um, the psychology of YouTube within this particular area. Does that make sense? And I'll just on that. But I do have content, I've just got to get it all together. Get my dad is finally in a place where the medicines work, where I can rest. Because it's important to meditate and to seek. I'm just going to say seek God for things and seek for answers and those things so you'll be ready to be able to speak. The Bible says the Holy Ghost gives you what to speak and how to speak when you have to speak, when you don't know what to say, when you don't have the words, the Spirit will speak through you. And so that's important to me. So I just had to come back and I'm not taking on Uncle Tim's um, fight, so to speak, because he can fight for himself and he can windmill and do whatever for himself. He doesn't need me or anybody else. But I'm just in awe that these young people, young adults, would stoop to again to the depths of lowness that they have dropped to attack this elderly man, and he's living 50 million times better than all of them. And so, in essence, they have to lie, and that I don't get that. Why do you guys condone a lie? A stamp an approval, put a stamp of approval on a lie, and you know it's a lie. So in this particular area, sector, whatever you want to call it, lies go back and forth and back and forth. And most of the time, I put 95.5% of the time, the people that are watching or listening or hear of it know it's a lie. Yet it's accepted because of the person that it's coming from, though it's a lie. Are you that lonely and void of something within yourself that you would just readily accept the lie because you just need something to hang on to? I don't know. It's funny to me. But anyway, I'm gonna get off. I just got tickled watching Tim's video about the money. He made very, 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 very valid points uh, regarding the $20,000, whatever amount of money that the people willingly gave to Fye Baby, and understandably knew that they would not get that money back, nor would there be any vacation or any other celebration because of the fact of the coronavirus. Even though she went to Florida, one of the major cities with a major outbreak, and they did a little taping. Can y'all make any of that make sense to me? Know that I love you, but God loves you more. Please like, please subscribe, please share, and thank you for taking the time out to listen to my rambling. But it was just funny to me, and I really enjoyed it. I needed that laugh. God bless you. Bye-bye.